Welcome to my class. Last class we discussed about consumer behavior and utility, and if consumer is purchasing a particular commodity, it depends upon price, income, and his taste. And we discussed about consumption bundle, consumption set, and budget set, and budget line. Today we are just starting with the budget line. Last class we already discussed what is budget line. Budget line is defined as the locus of points of combination of two goods which cost exactly equal to income, that is P1 x1 plus P2 x2 is equal to M. That is P1 means price of good one, x1 means amount of good one, plus P2 means price of good 2, x2 means amount of good 2, and M is the total money with the consumer. And this is what budget is. And we discussed about the consumption bundle, isn't it? Now in this class we are just going to discuss about how to draw a budget line. How to draw a budget line. Now based on this problem, that is the last class we discussed the same problem, and based on this problem we have to draw a budget line. That is, suppose a consumer has an income of rupees 20 to spend on two goods. The price per unit of good 1 and good 2 is rupees 5. Based on the above information, the first question is to construct the budget set equation. Second one, write the consumption bundle. Till this we discussed in the last class. Draw the budget line. We have to draw a budget line. That is, from this M is equal to 20 and P1 is equal to 5 and P2 is equal to 5. Based on this, we can write the equation. That is, before that, what is the basic form of budget line equation? That is P1 x1 plus P2 x2 equal to M. So based on this, we have to construct a budget line equation. That is 5 x1 plus 5 x2 is equal to 20. This is the equation. This is the first question answer. Second question answer, write the consumption bundle. We have to write the consumption bundle. That is, a consumer, how much a consumer can purchase with his income. That is 0, 0. He is not purchasing both commodity. Then 0, 1. Then 0, 2. Then 0, 3. Then 0, 4. 0, 4. The next bundle or next choice is 1, 0, comma 1, 1, 1, 2, and 1, 3. 1, 3. Next choice, that is 2, 0, 2, 0, 2, 1, 2, 2. Okay. Next one, that is 3, 0, 3, 1. And we discussed in the last class the 0, 4, 1, 3 and 2, 2 and 3, 1 are the bundle that is exactly equal to the income of a consumer. Exactly equal to the income of a consumer. The other bundles are less than income of a consumer. Okay, now you may be thinking that why it is 0, 5, it is not possible. If he is purchasing 0, 5, what will happen? We will check. With this, We just applying this one into this equation, that is 5 into 0, that is x1 it is 0 plus 5 into 5 is equal to 25. Here he is not having that much income to purchase the commodity, so he cannot ask 0 for till that only it is possible. After that he cannot move. That is known as budget constraint. If you are drawing a budget line, this is the constraint. Above of this budget line he cannot afford. He cannot purchase because his income is limited. That is why budget line is otherwise known as budget constraint. I think it is clear. Now, just based on this consumption bundle, we are going to draw budget line. So, as you already studied in plus 1 class, while drawing, we have to take x-axis 0, x, this is y-axis. Here we have to take good 1, here we have to take good 2, and we have to plot the values. That is, first here we have to mark 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, like that. Here 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and so on. Now we have to plot the values. The first one 0, 0. Then second one 0, 1. That is x. Here it is. Remember x1, x2. So x1 is 0, x2 is 1. So we have to mark here. Next one 0, 2. Next one 0, 3. Next one 0, 4. Finished. Then next choice. That is 1, 0. x1 is 1, x2 is 0. Then 1, 1. That is here. 1, 1. We have to mark here. Then 1, 2. That is x1 is 1, x2 is 2. Next one 1, 3. That is here. 1, 3. Next one 2, 0. That is x1 is 2 and x1 is 2 and x2 is 0. That is here. Then 2, 1. Then 2, 2. Next possibility here. That is, here we missed one possibility, that is 4, 0. Okay. This one also is exactly equal to the income. Now, next one 3, 0. 3, 0. Next one 3, 1. Next one 4, 0. That is 4, 0. So, if we are joining this line, it is known as budget line or budget constraint. Budget constraint. This is known as budget line or budget constraint. So these are the bundles that is less than income of a consumer. These are the bundles that is less than income of a consumer. That is 0, 0, 0, 1, 0, 2 and up to 0, 3. Here up to 1 and 2. Here up to 2 and 1. Here 3, 0. These are the bundles that is inside the budget line shows that is that he can purchase, but it is the bundle is known as inferior bundle. The bundle is known as inferior bundle. That means that is he can purchase, but it is less than income of a consumer. Here the budget line, the point on the budget line shows that income is equal to the cost of a consumer. Income is equal to the cost of a consumer. So I think this is clear, and we discussed about the horizontal and vertical intercept. What is the equation for horizontal intercept? That is m divided by p1. What is the equation for vertical intercept? That is m divided by p2 that we discussed in the earlier class. Now, that is the point where the budget line touches the x-axis, that is here, is known as horizontal intercept, that is m divided by p1. That is, he is spending his entire income to purchase which one? Commodity or good one. Then that is known as horizontal intercept. Then the vertical intercept is he is spending his entire income to purchase commodity 2 or good 2. That is known as vertical intercept. And the slope of the budget line is minus P1 divided by P2. Minus P1 divided by P2. We will discuss the slope of budget line. Before that, the points below the budget line. That is, here the same picture, it is the points below the budget line. That is, points on the budget line, that is point A and C shows the preferred bundle. That is, a consumer can purchase with his level, with his income. With his income, a consumer can purchase. That is the points, that is A and C indicate the preferred bundle. And the point below the budget line shows the inferior bundle. He can purchase more, but he is not purchasing. Okay, he can purchase more, but he is not purchasing. He can reach up to the point A, but he is not purchasing that, and he is purchasing the point B. That is what? Inferior bundle. And next, D shows superior bundle. That is, he cannot purchase because there is a budget constraint or his income is limited. Okay, I think it is clear. That explanation it is. Now, that is explanation. The points on the budget line shows preferred bundle, that a cost amount exactly equal to income, that is a consumer can purchase which cost amount exactly equal to income. Point above the budget line shows superior bundle, that is a consumer is unable to purchase because of his limited income. And point below the budget line shows inferior bundle, that a consumer can purchase which costs less than his income. Okay, I think it is clear. Now, what is mean by price ratio or slope of the budget line? That is, for example, delta x2 divided by delta x1 is equal to minus p1 and p2. That is, the amount of good 2 is sacrificed to buy one extra unit of good 1 is known as price ratio or slope of the budget line. That is, if consumer want to purchase more of good 1, how much he have to sacrifice good 2? That is known. That depends upon the price level. That is the slope of budget line. Okay. Good 1 വാങ്ങാനായിട്ട് good 2 എത്രമാത്രം അയാൾ സാക്രിഫൈസ് ചെയ്യണം. ആ സാക്രിഫൈസ് ചെയ്യുന്നതിന് that is depends upon the price ratio or price level. അതെന്തിനെ ഡിപ്പെൻഡ് ചെയ്തിരിക്കും? പ്രൈസ് ലെവലിനെ ഡിപ്പെൻഡ് ചെയ്തിരിക്കും. അതിനെയാണ് നമ്മൾ എന്ത് പറയുന്നത്? that is slope of the budget line എന്ന് പറയുന്നത്. It purely depends upon the price level. That is known as slope of the budget line. And what does the minus sign implies? The minus sign implies that the budget line is downward sloping. The budget line is downward sloping. So, that is here the amount of good to sacrifice it to buy an extra unit of good 1 is called price ratio or slope of the budget line. That is delta x2 divided by delta x1 is is equal to minus delta P1 divided by delta P2. The budget line is a straight line with horizontal intercept m divided by P1 and vertical intercept m divided by P2. And the slope of the budget line is minus P1 divided by P2. And the negative sign of the budget line shows it is downward sloping. Till this, I think it is clear. And next one, what happens to the budget line if the income of the consumer changes? What happened to the budget line if the income of the consumer changes, or the price of the commodities, that is good 1 and good 2, changes? That is changes in budget line. How? When the budget line will change. That is, changes in budget line occur only because of 3 reasons. That is, the first one, changes in the income of the consumer. Changes in the income of the consumer. Again, these changes in the income of the consumer we can classify into 2. That is, increase in income and decrease in income. There is chances. For example, his income may increase and decrease. And changes in the price of good 1. That is, the increase in the price of good 1 and decrease in the price of good 1. Now, changes in the price of good 2. Say, increase in the price of good 2 and decrease in the price of good 2. And what happens to the budget line if income and price of good 1 and good 2 changes? Okay, now we will discuss with the example. So we will check what happens to the budget line if income changes. The first change, that is, increase in the income of a consumer. When the income of a consumer increases, the consumer can buy more of 2 goods. Then the budget line shift towards right. This is shown in the following figure. That is, this is the budget line. Here it is good 2, y-axis, x-axis. Here it is good 1, and this is the budget line. That is P1 x1 plus P2 x2 equal to m. This is shifting, a parallel shift towards the right. If the income of the consumer increases, this budget line is shift outward, that is parallel shift to the right, that is P1 x1 plus P2 x2 is equal to m dash. That is income changed m to m dash. Which one is changed? Income is changed. And what happens to the vertical and horizontal intercept? That is, here the horizontal intercept is m divided by P1. This horizontal intercept will change, that is m dash by P1. M dash by P1. Here also the vertical intercept, that is m divided by P2, will change to m dash divided by P2. That means when the income of the consumer changes, the budget line shift rightward, a parallel outward shift, that is rightward shift. At that time, what will happen? The horizontal and vertical intercept will change. But the slope of the budget line does not change. Why the slope of budget line is not changing? Because he is spending this m with this m dash amount. He is spending, or he is purchasing this x1 and x2 commodities. So now we will check with numerical examples. Based on this example, we can discuss. That is income is 20. So here, how we will draw the budget line? We have to find the vertical and as well as horizontal intercept. The horizontal intercept is intercept is m divided by p2. That is 20 divided by 5, it is 4. Now, we have to draw the budget line. That is, we have to take like this: 0, here good, 1, x-axis, here y-axis, it is good, 2. Now we have to plot the value. That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 and 8. Here 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 and 8. Now, so based on this horizontal and vertical intercept, we can draw the budget line. That is 4 and 4. Horizontal intercept is 4 and vertical intercept is 4. This is the budget line of 5x1 plus 5x2 equal to 20. Now, the income of the consumer changes. That is, income of the consumer increases to 40. That means this budget line will change. That is 5x1 plus 5x2 is equal to 40. 5x1 plus 5x2 is equal to 40. That means with that 40 rupees, he is purchasing this both commodity. Now we can find out the horizontal and vertical intercept with this equation. That is, horizontal intercept is equal to 40 divided by 5. That is 8. 40 divided by 5, that is 8. And the vertical intercept is 40 divided by 5, that is 8. Now the new budget line, that is, this is the new budget line. That means the budget line shifted a parallel shift towards the outside. That means this shows the income of the consumer increases. As a result, he is purchasing more of this commodities. That is X1, that is good one, and good 2 commodity. He is purchasing more of X1 and X2 commodity. That time the horizontal and vertical intercept is changing, but the slope is not changing. That is, equally he is spending the amount to purchase the commodity. So this is the new budget line, that is 5x1 plus 5x2 is equal to 40. Okay, now we will discuss this one once again. Once again we will discuss if the income increases from M to M dash, that is M to M dash, that the budget line shift parallel outward, that is rightward shift. A new budget line equation, that is P1 x1 plus P2 x2 is equal to M dash. Here, what happens to the vertical and horizontal intercept? But horizontal intercept, that is M divided by P1, will shift to M dash divided by P1, and the vertical intercept, that also will shift, that is M by P2 will shift to M dash P2, and as a result, consumer will able to purchase more quantities of both goods, and the slope of the consumer does not changes. I think it is clear. This is happens what the income of the consumer changes. Okay, now what will happen to the budget line if income of the consumer decreases? Decreases means korenga. So when the income of the consumer decreases, the consumer can buy less of two goods. He will reduce his consumption or purchase of that two goods. Then the budget line shift to the left, that is inward shift. Budget line shift to the left. So that is, this is the example. Now consider this is y-axis, x-axis, good, the budget line is P1 x1 plus P2 x2 is equal to M. When the income of the consumer changes, the budget line shifts to the left. That is, the budget line shifts to the left side. That is P1 x1 plus P2 x2 is equal to M dash. M dash is equal to M dash. This is the leftward shift of budget line if the income of the consumer decreases. So what will happen to the vertical and horizontal intercept? That is, here the vertical intercept is M divided by, that is, here the vertical intercept, here the horizontal intercept is M divided by P1, and that will move to M dash 1 divided P1. M dash 1 divided P1. Okay, what will happen to the vertical intercept? Here vertical intercept is M divided by P2. It will shift to M dash 1 divided by P2. M dash 1 divided by P2. So, we will discuss the same with the numerical examples with the same equation, that is 5x1 plus 5x2 is equal to 20. Based on this, how we will draw the budget line? That is, already we found the vertical and horizontal intercept of this equation, that is horizontal intercept is 4 as well as vertical intercept also it is 4. So based on this, 0, good 1, which is good 2. Now 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3 and 4. This is the budget line. This is the budget line, that is 5x1 plus 5x2 is equal to 20 with the horizontal intercept of 4 and vertical intercept of 4. Now, the income of the consumer decreases to 10. The income of the consumer decreases to 10. So, the new budget line is 5x1 plus 5x2 is equal to 10. Now, we can find the horizontal and vertical intercept. The horizontal intercept equation is m1 dash divided by p1, that is 10 divided by 5 is equal to 2, and the vertical intercept is m1 dash divided by p1, that is 10 divided by 5, that is also 2. So the new budget line is, this is the new budget line, that is 5x1 plus 5x2 is equal to 10. So what is happening here? The budget line shifted leftward as well as the horizontal intercept changed from 4 to 2 and vertical intercept also changed from 4 to 2. That time consumer is not able to purchase the commodity that he is already purchased. That is, the consumption is reduced. Consumption is reduced. Explanation of this. If the income decreases from M to M dash 1, M to M dash 1, the budget line shift parallel shift, that is leftward shift, and the budget line, new budget line is P1 x1 plus P2 x2 is equal to M dash M1 dash. Okay, at that time, what will happen to the vertical and horizontal intercept? The vertical intercept moves from P1 divided by P2, that moves from M1 dash divided by P2, and the vertical intercept will move from M1 P1 divided by, M1 divided by P1, that will move to M dash 1 divided by P1. As a result, the consumer is not able to purchase the both commodities at the same time. Consumer cannot purchase the commodity that he already purchased. So here the slope of the budget line also not changing, because if income is reduced also, he is equally spending the amount. He is equally spending the amount. Now I think it is clear. And what will happen to the budget line if the price of good 1 changes and price of good 2 changes, we will discuss in the next class. And till now we discussed about budget line, horizontal and vertical intercept, slope of the budget line, and what will happen to the budget line if the income of the consumer increases and decreases. Now it's a time for your homework. See, consider P1 is equal to 4 and P2 is equal to 5 and M is equal to 20. The first question, write down the budget line equation that you can easily write down and draw the budget line. For drawing the budget line, we have to find out the consumption bundle and we have to draw the budget line. Find the vertical and horizontal intercept. Find the slope of the budget line. And fifth question, what happens to the budget line if M is equal to 20 decreases to M dash, that is 15? If income of the consumer decreases, what will happen to the budget line? Draw the budget line and explain. You have to draw like this and you have to explain. You have to give the explanation to that question. Now, what happens to the budget line if M, that is M is equal to 20 increases to M dash, that is 25. Draw the budget line and explain. This is the homework for you people, and if you have any doubt you can contact me. Thank you.